We've all seen it. The Acclaimed, over the past 12, 14, 16, 18 months, the Acclaimed have been one of the most over acts, not only in AEW, but in professional wrestling as a whole. Every time they come out, every time their music plays, every time that they're about to spit some bars, and you don't know what's coming, you don't know what they're about to say, or who they're about to talk about in their raps. Fans go crazy, fans go nuts in the arena, and at home, people, stay tuned. They don't ever think about changing the channel when they're there. And on top of that, you have to add to the fact that they are a fantastic tag team, and for all intents and purposes, they are AEW homegrown. These two men have no history whatsoever with the WWE. And not too long ago, they were the AEW World Tag Team Champions. As a matter of fact, about a month and a half ago, there was a really questionable booking decision made by Tony Khan when he put the titles, or rather took the titles off of the Acclaimed to place them on the Guns. And all this has led to what happened this past week on Dynamite, with FTR eventually making their return back at Revolution and now putting their careers on the line, their AEW careers on the line, and beating the Guns to become AEW World Tag Team Champions. That's all good and well. FTR, as people say, they are a 7-star tag team. I'm not taking that away from anybody. As a matter of fact, if I had to choose any tag team in the division to be the tag team champions and to lead the division, it would be FTR. But my issue with AEW's booking style and the way Tony Khan decides to, for the lack of a better term, merry-go-round the entire scene is baffling. It's baffling because we've all seen it in the past. Hook, still a fan favorite, but not as over as he once was. DMD, Britt Baker, at one point the hottest and most over act in AEW. Now, again, still a fan favorite, but playing second fiddle to a very popular, yes, Jamie Hayter, who is the current AEW Women's World Champion. But again, Britt Baker reached a level that Jamie Hayter is nowhere near. And now, she's simmered down. The same thing with Hook. You look at Wardlow. Wardlow was over as hell. It was Wardlow's world. Where's that? What happened? It's gone. It's over. It's done with. He's still a fan favorite. But it's gone. Like the Joker said in The Dark Knight, ta-da! It's gone. That's a bad impression. But overall, the main issue with this is Tony Khan seems to just put people in certain positions and take him off when he feels like other people could use that positions. And that's all good and well for the hardcore wrestling fans, because the hardcore wrestling fans not only want, but they need variety. They need different people in all these top spots every single time. Otherwise, they start turning on all these heels and all these baby faces who are always winning championships, who are always in the main events. That's happened in WWE with Roman Reigns, with Charlotte Flair, with so many more in the past. With Bianca Belair, it's happening a little bit right now on Monday Night Raw. And that's something that Tony Khan, I think, has been trying to avoid ever since he started booking at All Elite Wrestling. You're hot? Okay, let's make you a champion. Okay, let's take the title off of you before they start turning on you and put it on this guy and hope this guy just gets over all of a sudden. And to me, that's a pretty faulty kind of booking, because it pretty much makes everybody look on the same level. You have no stars. You have no way of knowing who's a bigger star. And I get it. Again, wrestling fans are very how do I put this? They don't like people above others. And by that I mean this guy can beat this guy, and it's competitive, and John Moxley can lose to Evil Uno at any moment in time. It can happen. I mean, we saw it with Action Andretti beating Chris Jericho. What was it, 2 months ago? What have they done with that? Nothing. Action Andretti means nothing today after that win. So my entire idea is the Acclaimed is still very over with the crowd. I feel like they haven't quite lost that spark with the crowd. They're about to lose it, especially if they keep going down this road. I know they have this entire storyline building up with JAS, but again, you're putting that on Rampage. You're putting that on a pre-taped show. Gives the fans the wrong idea. It gives the fans that you don't care about the Acclaimed anymore. And again, putting the titles on the Guns was questionable. And I feel like it was all just to give them some heel heat, which wasn't the right heel heat because nobody wanted the Guns to be champions. And it only served its purpose to get the titles on FTR. So now, you get the Acclaimed back in the tag team title picture. The Acclaimed versus FTR for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And you build up the Acclaimed, and you make them the main event tag team. You make them multi-time tag team champions, kind of like in the way WWE gave us the Usos and the New Day. You build the accolades, you build the pedigree, you keep them in that position. The same thing with Britt Baker in the main event of the women's division. The same thing with Wardlow. You keep building him up, you keep them in prominent positions, and you communicate to the fans that these are your big stars, and that they're going to stay your big stars. And eventually, when they get to a certain point, they'll be over to put over the younger guys. But if you do that right now, everybody's in the same level, so nobody gets over. It's just simple. It's just that damn simple. And the only one on the current roster that saves himself from that is MJF. That's the only one, for obvious reasons. He's only been on Dynamite, and he's only been on pay-per-views, and he's the world champion. So with that said, what do you think? Do you think the Acclaimed are still going to be as over as they were 6 months from now if Tony Khan keeps this line of booking with them? Or are you more of my train of thought, which is keep the top guys near or close to the main event scene as possible until they're established, and then bring up the younger people? So with that said, leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comment section below. It's Wednesday. It's time for another Dynamite. We'll just have to wait and see what goes down tonight on TBS. I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.